Good morning. Today's the day I finally pick up the Evo. It's been a long time coming, but just about to load it up on the trailer. I'll try to anyway. It's going to be a bit of a mission, but we'll see how we go. So we got about 10 meters, and this plank of wood's split in half. Car's about to hit the deck. Trailer's about to snap. It's on a huge angle. You can see there's absolutely no weight in the rear. I don't know about this. Look at the bow in the trailer. There's so much tension pulling it down. It's about to snap in half by the looks of it. Oh well, gotta do what you gotta do. This does not feel good. Every little bump, it's like jumping all over the show. Oh boy. So the AYC pump also had to be taken out. It's not bolted up yet. So I've just got that here. It's going to be a bit annoying to bleed back up, but whatever. At least I've got the scan tool to do it. So I'm just going to pop that back in now. I thought I'm better to do it before I put the subframe in, because I'm pretty sure I have to put these lines on while it's not fully bolted up. Okay, bit late to record, but subframe is half in. I'm having a bit of trouble because I should have shown you this before, but all these diff bushes are absolutely stuffed. Like, there's barely anything left holding them on. I really wanted to change them while it was out, but they were a bit out of my budget at the moment. Expensive time of the year, so I'm gonna have to do them at a later date, and that will explain why my diff was clunking so much when releasing the clutch. So man, it's gonna be so shit to do them at a later date, trying to get these brackets out. But so since they're so stuffed, you see that's on a huge angle, but this is leaning forward, and I'm trying to get these bolts in and these bolts, but everything's just on the piss big time, and it's making it quite difficult. But anyway, I got the AYC pump in, fuel tank is in. It's all pretty straightforward. As you can see, it's got like a seal on it. It looks like factory, that's how I wanted it, and then it's just been roughly painted over, but only in certain spots. I've left most of it. See the chassis rails here, all still bare, same with this side. So yeah, it's got a factory look to it. Yes, I could have just gone crazy and undersealed the whole car, would have been ideal while the subframe was out and everything, but I didn't want to because it kind of makes it look like you're trying to hide something. So yeah, I just wanted it looking all original and not like someone's been under there trying to hide something. As you can see, the job that's been done, you wouldn't even know. It's all been done properly. Originally, we're just gonna like cut patches out and weld new patches in to get rid of the rust, but ended up doing the whole chassis rail right from there all the way forward up to here. So it's been like 3 or 4 months since it's gone into the panel beaters, and most of that time was waiting for new chassis rails while trying to find some. So yeah, basically unstitched the old ones, cleaned everything up. I'll show you the old ones here. They're absolutely stuffed. You can see that. Hopefully the camera's picking it up, but yeah, the rust goes right through. Yeah, it's mainly just those 2 spots, same spot each side. The rest isn't like too bad, and you can see it's quite thick, but it's gone right through. And the problem was, the subframe was hiding all that, so you couldn't really see it, and it wasn't until it actually started stabbing through it. Like, it just looked like kind of surface rust, and it's got the screwdriver started stabbing through, and it just kept on getting worse and worse. So, where was that? I think it was like in here. So basically what's happened, the salt on the roads in Japan, it's gotten stuck. The salt's gotten stuck and trapped in there and just slowly eaten away at it. and that's kind of the only spots. Like you can see, for the most part, it's actually quite good. There's no really need to go crazy undersealing the whole thing either, because here in New Zealand, you just don't get rust unless it's sitting in like some paddock or something with grass growing over it. But generally cars here don't rust if you look after them properly. So yeah, it's gonna be fine. But yeah, Evos have such bad rust protection from factory. Evos are just prone in that exact spot. That happens often. When I was trying to figure out how to repair all this, it's so common. So many people have done the exact same thing, replacing these whole legs. So yeah, could have done it on the cheap, but it was expensive, but at least it's done properly. I didn't want to sell the car and someone gets stitched up in this half-assed job and they have problems down the track with rust. It just wasn't worth it. But it's fair to say I pretty much saved the Evo from being scrapped. If I wasn't going to do this and I was having thoughts about just parting it out and dumping it, yeah, this thing would have been thrown in the woods. So thank me for saving an Evo 5. It is a very big job to do. I'm not sure if I got previous footage of this, but how these chassis rails are, all this here, that doesn't come with the chassis rails. You have to pull all this back. All here, this is the chassis rail here. It goes right up here, all in there, and it's, yeah, all this had to be unstitched. Pretty major job. Doing this job on most other cars wouldn't be as bad the way it's stitched on, but yes, since everything like overlaps each other, I don't know. I'm no professional. I'm no panel beater, or I didn't do the job, but I know it was a bit of a pain in the ass. Got the A-team on the job now. I was getting stressed out trying to position stuff by myself, but it's actually getting quite difficult to put it back together. Easy pulling shit apart, but just trying to line everything up now, pain in the ass. Slowly getting there. Most of the arms are bolted up now. It's basically just small stuff like the shocks, and put the handbrake cable back in, the shoes, and then she'll almost be a roller again. So we just had something very interesting happen that we couldn't figure out. So we got all the subframe bolts in, and then these two here, there was a gap between here, the floor, and the subframe, like that. Like it was a huge gap, and we're like, what the hell's going on? Couldn't figure it out. And then we realized when the car was actually on the trailer, it was sitting on this point. So I think from the weight being on it, it's actually pushed the spare wheel well up, and it was a huge gap. It's quite interesting how it went up so much. So what we done, we got a longer bolt, put it in, done it up. I wish we recorded it, and then it actually pulled the floor back down. Obviously this is alloy, so that's not going to bend at all. And then got the original bolts back in, and it's sweet now. Not far away now. I'm just putting all the brakes together. Got the handbrake on and everything. Just doing the brake lines now, putting them back in. I need to get new pads and rotors all round anyway for compliance, so just leaving it for now. And yeah, I just want to get it drivable for now. Top shock bolts, and it's pretty much us. All this has been stripped out, and you can see I've got a big heavy wheel in there. Just had all these like drums and stuff in here too, because when the subframe and the fuel tank wasn't in here, it was actually lifting off the hoist, and it was gonna, there's so much weight in the front, it was gonna fall off the hoist. Like I started lifting it up off the trailer, and it nearly hit the deck, so that was a bit scary. So yeah, to put a whole lot of weight in the back here. And then yeah, rear bumper, all this small stuff, and pretty much home straight. Oh, it's been a long day, so I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to start it to make it mobile. I had it running, it was running for a decent amount of time, and then it would cut out, start it up again, it would keep running for 20 seconds or so and then stop again. And now it's just not running at all, like it just keeps on cranking. I don't know what's going on. Right, so it's been a bit since those last clips. Ran out of time and patience, to be honest. Got it here on the trailer now, and I brought it home. Oh, I don't know, eh. This thing's really testing me, and I've had a guts full, to be honest. Fix one thing, and then we got another problem. One step forward, two steps back. So I don't know what's going on now. It's got fuel, it's got spark, and then it just keeps flooding the cylinders. It can run on ether, and then yeah, that's about it. Put fresh fuel in it, done all sorts, and the fact that nothing's been touched, the only thing that's been pulled out is the fuel tank, and it was running, and then it just stopped running. I'm just over it at the moment, to be honest. It's probably just going to sit here for a few months until I've got time. I've just got too much going on at the moment, and I'm just not in a good mood to do it. So yeah, it won't be a few months until I can get it complied anyway, so I'm not really in a rush at the moment. I just need to get the drift car all sorted, go to this next event and get that out of the way, then I'll worry about this. So yeah, I'm a bit stumped, to be honest. Drop some suggestions if you know what might be going on, because it seems very strange. Changed spark plugs, unflooded the cylinders multiple times, tried again, just nothing. It's like this thing's cursed, eh? Seriously. So yeah, I'll leave it for another day. I just wanted to wrap up this video, so yeah, catch you later.